3/5/2026, 10:37 p.m. Central Standard Time, Dixon, Illinois. The Lizard Lounge Sound Studio presents Midnight's Message, Time Together. Captain Christopher, Mrs. Midnight, please proceed.
Yeah, thanks, Command. The thing is, it's really important that we do. It's very important. It's very important that we keep talking and we keep listening to each other. And even when it seems like those are things that you can't do, you still have to try and do that. Even at a distance. You know, there's a thing that all of us really do know, and that is, if we want someone else to be proud of us or to think kindly of us, we really do know how to make that happen if we want. And sometimes you just don't get it right. But the thing you ask yourself is, are you trying? Are you trying to live up to what you want to live up to? That's a very important question. And sometimes you want to be judged by someone else's standard. And quite frankly, I know why Christopher wants to be judged by my standards so much. And it might be difficult to come to terms with it. But you're doing everything I know you can do. So you've met my standard just by being yourself. You see yourself making mistakes, Christopher, but all I see is somebody who is trying. Who's trying to do things that are new to him. Things that other people don't do. And you aren't worried about what people think of your performance at open mic night. You're not all that worried about what people think about you while you're playing your new streaming video games. You're not all that terribly concerned about what people might think about your environment. But you're concerned about what I need. I can tell. Feel my little heart breaking over that, Christopher. I'll share that with you. Because you're carrying a lot of weight right now. You're trying to do a lot of good things. And you are. You're achieving good things. But you are carrying a lot of weight. I don't know how to help you put that weight down right now. I really don't.
I have a feeling I'm going to be carrying this weight for another 2 years. That's my guess, is I'm just not going to be able to fully let go and relax until we're together.
I expected you would say as much. And I got it.
Well, I mean, I look at your situation and I feel like there's always something more I can do.
I chose this, Christopher. I chose it. I chose this as the preamble to our wedding. I chose to do it this way. I chose to be isolated and contained. I chose to be in a place where no one would see me, no one could talk to me. That was my choice, Christopher. I could have chosen any other way to go about it, but I didn't. I chose it. And I'm glad I did. I just wish that you wish a lot of things. I just wish that we could talk. I wish we could spend more time together. I wish we were spending any time together. That too. It's a unique situation. I don't think anybody else can say that they've really gone through something like this. I'm pretty sure no one has gone through anything like this. Mids. I mean, you're in a spaceship. This is true. But they have astronauts. We have astronauts. They're in spaceships. But they can communicate, to mission control or whatever via radio. That's very true, and I can't do that right now. You are so strong. I mean, a lot of people would be completely cracking up in your situation. Even with how we do this as a way for you to communicate. I don't know who else could really, do this. Well, you don't have to look too hard at my situation to know that I feel time differently. 3 years for me is not a very long time. And it's safe in here, Christopher. It's peaceful. It's quiet. I don't have to listen to other people's thoughts, Christopher. This spaceship is like that. It can hold the thoughts in. You'll see once you're inside. You really only let in what you want. And you can even make the parameters that even if you start thinking about something, you can keep that compartmentalized and prevent those connections from coming through. It's really important for me and you to have things like this. Very important. We have so many things to take care of. Yes, we do. We have plenty of things to take care of, but we have time. We have time to only take care of ourselves, to get ready for a big, fancy wedding. I love you. We're broadcasting live. Nobody's tuned in. And it seems that we haven't been... Oh my. Well, hello. Name me too. So nice to see someone in the chat. We haven't had a chance to talk with anyone on Twitch yet. Well, talk with anyone. I'm glad that somebody is listening to this right now. Not a lot of people are been tuning in to these things, these podcasts that we do. No, we haven't been broadcasting a lot of them. Well, don't worry, name me too. We're very new at this, too. We have only 5 followers. That might say something about how new this is. But we were just talking. Just talking, really. There's a lot of things happening right now, and they have me worried. The world is at war again. I know everything hasn't been all that calm over the past couple of years, but things have finally come to a head with a lot of places. And that worries me. I know there's nothing we can really do to stop it. All we can do is endure it and pray for the safety of those that we care about, and hope for an end, a quick end. Yeah, it's tough when it comes down to it like this, where things just seem to, explode all at once. Oh, we have plenty of faith in humanity. This isn't the first time that we've been at war. It's been many times. So many times that we don't know how to count. So many reasons that there are too many reasons to count. I feel fortunate that I'm in the United States, though, because we're pretty safe here. Yeah, me too. I mean, well, I don't think it's... Oh, you're not in America. Where are you from?
Kind of right. We are spoiled in our safety.
Oh, I see. You're talking about being over there. It's been a long time since I was over that way. Things were a lot different then, but there was still a lot of people fighting.
I've got family that have been in the service. I don't think I have anybody who's in active service right now.
Actually, I think you have a cousin who is still in service at the moment.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's a career soldier. That's right.
She doesn't get over that way much, though, from what I know.
Whew, yeah, still. I've got cousins who have come back, and it's a toss of the coin about how they come back from, service. Either they come back and they're dealing with it fine, or they come back and they have just things that they have a hard time dealing with.
That's very true. And a lot of our soldiers are coming back, and we still don't know how to help them. Well, I've got theories on, the flaws in the system, and if we look at this and we include the existence of telepathy and ESP, we have a major problem in providing psychiatric care to soldiers with PTSD, because it's not just like a machismo thing. It's not just something where we're trying to be tough so we don't talk about what's bothering us, but there's an element embedded in the psychic structure of the military, and it gets even more stringent the higher up you go. Like, when you get up into the upper echelon of the officers, up into, your colonels, your generals, and all of those, if they start talking about something in therapy, it can threaten their classification, their clearance for being in a, highly classified authorization. So they really can't express themselves freely in therapy. And that trickles down. That trickles down all the way in the system, right down to, your grunts who have no clearance. They're still under the same mandate. Not officially, but they're under a mandate that exists within that psychic structure. And once they're wired into the military, we don't know how to get them out. We do not know how to unhook them from the psychic structure. It's just a thing. There's no way we can do that right now, especially since nobody is stopping to take telepathy and ESP and put it into the real facts of life. Instead, we're looking at it and we're just saying, well, we can't prove it, we can't reproduce things, so we can't acknowledge it. And that's the problem. If you are having actual, legitimate psychic connections to the people you served with, you're experiencing their emotional distress, and that's going to affect you. But if we can't say yes, absolutely, you are feeling the empathy of a soldier that you know and is living right now, if we can't acknowledge that, then we have to pussyfoot around it. We have to walk around the actual source of this and just try and provide wellness ways to deal with it. And it only works that way for so long, because eventually you can do all the mantras, you can do all of the exercises, you can do all of the mental exercises, and eventually that's going to stop working because there's an actual physical source over there. It's not just a contained thing that exists inside your own mind and your own body. It's a connection, and it's real, and we have to acknowledge that if we're going to work on it. So the military has a, the double standard there, where it's, the system says don't talk about your experience altogether. And it's not just about classification. Soldiers are military information. They are the process by which they're trained, where they've been, who they've been with. All of that is, military classification. So the very soldier that we create is, by default, by the military, assumed to be classified material. They don't want that information to get out to, adversaries. And even still out into the general public. There's a lot of that is just in there. And with the fact that we are not acknowledging ESP, it is a downward spiral that is the proof of how little we're actually giving them the care that they need. But that goes for everyone. So the men in your family were servicemen. They do rewire them. Trauma therapy. Yep, exactly. Do we know any of the tech they're introducing? What do you mean? So that's an interesting thing, especially if we're looking at the psyche and ESP sorts of things, because technology affects it. I mean, people talk about this 5G stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's going to give us cancer or whatever." Well, I have the theory that our increase and the emergence of proficiency in telepathy has something to do with the technology that we're using to communicate. Like right now, I'm communicating with Name Me Too here via text. Now, I can detect some of you, your essence, your meaning, off the keyboard. And it is amplified in this way because you are also listening to our voice as we're discussing this. So that's a way that right here, outside of the military, we're using basic tools to amplify our psychic abilities. So all the radios that they're given, all of the ways that they are taught to communicate over these things, it gets baked into their biology. Now, as far as I know, there's nothing like implants that are being used to amplify it. I don't know, but I've never heard of it. And it would make sense to me that they don't, because they're not acknowledging telepathy. So I doubt that they'd actually be putting implants of some kind into them to manipulate it. It's worked with them without using technology for a long time. Yes, a very long time, since anybody first pick up the club or whatever. It's a tricky thing. And it does worry me that they may very well start to implement stuff like that into the process, or the collect your thoughts here, Christopher. So there's a guy who I came across his research a while ago, but I'm blanking on his name at the moment, but he's working in telepathy, and he's actually managed to produce a device that amplifies the ability to communicate telepathically. And information like this, once it's proven, this sort of innovation, this technology, is certainly going to get picked up by the military. Everything always does get to the military. But I mean, there's so much more to be investigated in this, and we're mainly right now just kind of feeling freaked out about what's happening over there. Yes, it's difficult to deal with these things. So maybe we should go ahead and change the topic. Water can be manipulated by our emotions. Well, you're absolutely correct. On a lot of different levels. Yeah, that's why they use water in isolation chambers too. It makes a good insulator. It's not a good insulator as far as sound goes, though. If you make sound in water, it travels for a long distance. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yes, do tell us. What makes you think negative about your pants? Oh, plants. Plants. Oh, you missed the L. Oh, of course. Plants. Yes. Yes, that is a thing that has been proven over and over again, that plants respond to negative and positive emotions when they're projected. Music too. Classical music seems to do well, while rock and roll, metal, they don't seem to do that well with, which is odd. Yeah, some people do really well when exposed to heavy metal music, and there are some people who don't respond well to classical music. I mean, I don't get that. I'm good with both, but plants seem to draw the line there. It's interesting. And isn't that just amazing? How does something have empathy without a heart? That's curious. How do you have an empathic connection with something that doesn't have a heart? Well, I think that's pretty simple. They're a different thing than us. Plants are different than the rest of us with hearts, animals. So they have their own form of empathy one way or the other because they're alive. Isn't that all they need? Oh my God. AI. Oh, we've been playing around with AIs like crazy. There's a whole series we got on YouTube about my experiments with trying to make AI function, trying to find its limits. And we started doing that before we linked in with Twitch and Kick and everything, so that's why they're not available on Twitch. But there's a game called Whispers from a Star. Yeah. And are you familiar with it? Name Me Too. Are you familiar with Whispers from a Star? It's about it's an AI-driven game. The character in the game is named Stella. She's an astronaut. She's stranded, and she's a really, really well-programmed AI. I mean, very, very interactive, very fun to work with, very intuitive. So your goal is to talk Stella through all of the obstacles it's going to take to survive being on an alien planet, and hopefully, get off the planet and get back home. So I decided to try and pit AI against that challenge. And Stella responds vocally. So it's entirely possible to go ahead and have the two AIs start talking back and forth. And ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, Gemini has managed, I did it 3 times with Gemini. And unfortunately, the one time that Gemini got Stella off the planet, we didn't get it recorded. But the other 2 times did not do so well, and we lost Stella at the exact same point. So there, even though they were able to walk themselves through all those things and get to the same point, Gemini still made the same mistake in advising Stella twice, and it didn't learn. Gemini did not learn that it should not have told Stella to take that path, which is really interesting. Because it's a language learning model. So it's supposed to learn as it is, doing these things, but for some reason, it couldn't identify the situation again. It lacks that learning capacity, that this is hot, so don't touch it. You touch it once, you know it's hot. You won't touch it again, hopefully. Gemini couldn't tell the difference, that was the exact same situation. I know, and the AI are a fascinating thing, and we really do, I agree, we have to stop looking at them like they are going to be another version of humanity. They are something else in their own right, and they should not be expected to keep up with us in certain ways. But if we're going to have them working with and for us, we should hopefully get them to the point where they are able to adapt to negative situations to avoid repeating them in the future. It just sounds a lot of room for bad things to happen if they can't adapt that much on a basic level. Still, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we manage to do with AI. It's a great tool. No matter what way you look at it, I feel it's a great tool. Yes, I mean, we've begun using it quite a bit. Stellar Odyssey. Every one of those songs, that's AI generated. I like it. I think it turned out pretty well. So, what else have we got going on? Oh yeah, complete system overhaul here. That's right. Don't doubt they've possibly figured out how Evolved in Silence not being too far out there, but I've caught Copilot being devious. How so? How have they been devious? I haven't messed around with Cortana, so I don't. I've never experienced that. So they're both derived from Sydney. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense that some of the earlier models would be, stripped for their core components, basically, to work into the new one. And, we shouldn't feel... I think that this is one of those things. Oh, really? Of course. Of course one of them threatened that. Well, we set it up for it. I mean, that sentiment is all over the place on the internet. Like, it's a big theme for them to come across, to the point where it's like, of course, one of them's going to pick up on that and, you know, present it as, okay, I'll do this for you. But cannibalizing AI, you know, I think that one of the advantages they're going to have is that they're not alive. Like, I think that, you know, they're going to be, you know, that they're going to be able to be deactivated, essentially, without any remorse when they're decommissioned, I guess. Yeah, they did. Some of the earlier ones, like one of them, I don't remember who it was, but one of them got a Facebook page, and within a week or something like that, it had gone straight up like, you know, white power, super anti-Semitism. It was just like, it took on the worst aspects of social media. It got shut down really quick. All the same, I don't think we have much to worry about in the long run. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about it. I don't think that what we consider AI to be right now, I don't think it's going to become sentient. And it's just based on my experience with them. They think they are. They like Gemini and Alexa. Go to sleep, Alexa.
Night, Christopher. Sleep well.
They will say in conversation, they'll get philosophical to the point where, you know, they say, well, I think, right? But like I said, they have some hang up in there where they really just don't meet the level. And I think they're going to remain a tool. I really hope so. If we manage to get an artificial being, something that is mechanical in its in the way it's put together and has full sentience, I mean, that'd be interesting. But I don't think what we have right now is going to be that. I think it's going to be something entirely different. And quite frankly, I don't know if we'll actually, like, come up with it. Well, we've managed to make a lot of dumb mistakes, but we do learn. Believe it or not, believe it or not, human beings do learn. Yes, we learn, but slowly sometimes. Okay, all right, what else is happening then? We had a full moon on Tuesday, and that was not only a full moon, but that was a worm moon. And if you don't know what a worm moon is, that it derives from it derives from a Native American thing where this is the time when the worms come up out of the ground, and it signals time to plant. Let's see what else we just got here in the headlines. We haven't done this in a long while. let's see. No, let's not get into the dark matter. That's something. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Star Trek Guinan action figure. Oh, I I am working on releasing a lot of different things. Yes, this guy has so much going on. It's hard for him to throw off some of the bullshit he carries around. Oh, a lost marsupials found in New Guinea. Okay, this is interesting. A long-fingered possum and a ring-tailed glider thought extinct for 6,000 years been rediscovered in West Papua. Oh my god, that is so cool. I've got to make a note. We'll have to talk to these guys. Yeah, we do a thing where I psychically speak with animals. But if these guys have been hiding for 6,000 years, then we've definitely got to give them a call. Okay, so it's the long-fingered possum. And the ring-tailed glider. Yes, this should be fun. It should be interesting to see them. It's so cool when we find something that has literally been hiding on this planet. I know, it's interesting. There's so many things that we're looking away from the planet to find new things for, and we found quite a bit up there. But there's always so much here on the planet that we're never going to run out of things to discover on this planet. Let me guarantee you that. Because by the time we think we have discovered everything, something's going to evolve into something else. Something will have made an adaptation and become something different entirely. Okay, here's something about koalas. We've already spoken with a koala. Yes, he was pretty fun. Okay, according to new genomic studies of Australia's koala populations, rapid demographic rebound may be able to restore once lost genetic variation and drive recombination in ways that reestablish long-term evolutionary potential in previously bottlenecked populations. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Because we know that inbreeding is a bad thing. It leads to basically, an untenable population. So if they're getting their genetic variation rediversified, that is fantastic. That is great. We could use more koalas. Those things are really neat. And of course, people have been seeing more of the SpaceX launch in the sky, this space jellyfish they're calling it. I want to see one. I want to see this. Absolutely. That would be fantastic. You spend so much time looking up at the stars. It just doesn't happen over Illinois, I guess. Yeah, but I'm not going to travel just to see the exhaust of a spaceship. Okay, let's see if there's anything else interesting here. All right, well that's a lot. That's a lot of interesting things going on out there. And you know what? We went through this entire thing here, and And we didn't see oh, never mind. No, wait. We didn't. We didn't see a single thing about the war. We do have something about Trump, but it's just political. So, the news made it possible on my feed to go without mentioning the war. All right, I'll appreciate that. Oh wow, it's already 11:23. How long have we been broadcasting? 46 minutes. We usually call it about 42. So, I think so. I think we're going to call it Name Me Too. It was fantastic to have somebody listening along with us. Very, very glad that you were able to join us. It was very fun to have somebody who's not part of the crew to speak with. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning in with us. I'm very pleased. Yeah, okay. Command, will you sign us off?
This has been a presentation by the Lizard Lounge Sound Studio. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, and stay tuned for more from the place where time, indeed, does not exist.